Hello everyone, it is early morning, or mid-morning maybe, I should call it. See, there's a few people here at least. This is a test stream to see if I can multi-stream to both Twitch and YouTube, and perhaps in the future even something like my TikTok. See if that's a possibility. So, today I just thought I'd do something that doesn't require a lot of attention, so I can see both chats and I can talk with you. I do see though that we have one problem. The chat I brought up wasn't correct, so let's pop out you guys. And let's see if I can get the chat to work as well. Look, you can see yourself now. I think we're gonna lower the volume just a tiny bit more. On the background music, I can talk. I just completely blanked out. I don't know what the XP is. I think it is. It said that it was top fans, like it was a hierarchy of top fans. So, I have you guys over on my second screen, and I have a Pokemon quiz here. Many of you might not know that I do like other things than Project Sekai as well. Shocking, I know. Wouldn't even say that Project Sekai is my most knowledgeable... Oh god, I'm losing my voice. Most knowledgeable media? Fandom, maybe? I do have a lot of knowledge in Sekai, obviously, since I do so much work. But it's not what I would say I'm the biggest expert on in hindsight of starting the channel. I play Project Sekai on global because I haven't had the patience to install something like co-op app on my phone again. And also, I have kind of mellowed out in playing Project Sekai currently. It's a bit heavy to keep up with it and also do the videos, so I've been playing a lot less while making more videos and focusing on keeping the channel going, as well as maybe branching out to other topics in the future. I'm currently working on a video for what would probably be a new channel that will be pretty long and pretty big, all things considered. I have no clue how the XP system works, so you guys keep me in the loop for that. So I will try to keep both chats in mind. I do see that we have someone over at the Twitch as well. If you didn't know, I've set up a Twitch. I did it kind of quietly because I was considering stream starting on both, and I will try to read, though my mic is in the way, so I have to like pop under my mic to look at it. So, we are currently waiting for Halt, Detective Tenma is on the case, and then it's obviously Chase My Idol. I'm mostly so anticipating how it's gonna go with the Ian Star collab or Ensemble Star, because as already stated in the video, we still don't have the My Sekai, nor do we have the Connect Lives on Global. Someone correct me, but I don't think TV or KR either has the Connect Lives, meaning that the My Sekai decoration shouldn't be available either, right? I saw someone ask about the new channel. The new channel is mostly going to be like general gaming stuff. As someone who has written a lot of essays in her day, I really have a big interest in discussing, well, video games more, so the new channel is going to probably be a hot pot of video essays and discussion pieces on different games I like. So the first video might have been an undertaking, seeing as it's already 31 pages and I'm not even half through the game I want to talk about. Like, the problem with the Ensemble Star collaboration, from what I understand, like, is... I've seen so many people say so many different things, and we will probably never know, because that would require both Colorful Palette or the people who make Ensemble Star, I don't actually know what the company's called, to come out and say it. Some people are saying that the boycott is affecting the global server enough that the global server is going EOS, and therefore... Ensemble Stars need to get the collaboration out as well as Sekai, so it happens. Some people are saying that Ensemble Stars are 2 years. The global server is a 2 years delay, unlike our 1 year delay, meaning that they didn't want to wait 2 years, but then again, they could have just waited for the Sekai 1 year delay, so I don't really see how that's an argument. Some people are saying it's just because they don't want to hold it as long as a year, because that is poor form when they had the momentum of the collaboration being like even knowledgeable on the Ian side. So it's a lot of speculation on many people's part. So currently, I'm sorry for everyone who's playing on Korea or Taiwan. I am planning on waiting until your collaboration event comes out and check how they handle it there, and then probably at least make a short video on the Ensemble Stars collaboration. Because the thing is, the Ensemble Stars collaboration doesn't have as much going for it as the Sanrio collaboration. There isn't a 2-star situation. And like, it's just mostly a repeat, so I could probably get away with making it a bit of a shorter, more condensed video. I was also going to make originally a Bloom Festival video, seeing as the Bloom Festival skills are a bit confusing when you read them. I do wonder if people are still interested in me, like, making a few shorts, maybe, about how the Bloom Festival skills work, even now after the Bloom Festival has passed, because I know for a fact that the original character's skill is actually quite complex in how it works. So that's a question from me. Yeah, because the Bloom Festival cards, I actually had to go in and ask people from JP how the... God, that song is loud. At least for me. I don't know how it is for you guys. Because I had to go in and ask people on JP when I was writing the script for that video how the original character pulls the event bonus for the skill, because how it uses the other card's skill is actually very like unintuitive from how you would read the skill text. Oh, our viewer on Twitch is saying that Ensemble Stars is trying to getting it out because of Uma Musume's success, which could possibly be a point. There has been a ton of gacha games that have like released in like this month alone, or June, that has been taking up a lot of people's time, because I know that Persona Phantom X Global came out and did pretty good. I know Blue Archive on Steam is doing quite decently, and then Uma Musume has just skyrocketed. Yes, Mitsuki. Mitsuki? Is that how you pronounce it? Mitsuki. Yes, you either have the untrained card art and then you have the untrained skill, or that if you use the trained card art, you have obviously the trained skill. These two skills are different. The trained skill is the same for every single character, which is gain a 110% score bonus. No, gain a 90% score bonus for 5 seconds, and then an additional 1% score bonus for every... every 2 character rank points, meaning you have to have your character rank for that specific character at 100, meaning you need every single character at 100 to be able to utilize the full Bloom set once everyone is out. While the untrained card art skill/talent is different depending if it's a virtual singer or if it's an original character, with the virtual singers being a lot more simple. Because it's like, gain an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds, and then gain an additional percentage depending on how many factions or units are available in the team, up to 140, and a maximum of 2 units. But the thing is that the virtual singer cards do not count themselves as a unit, and they do not count any other blank virtual singer cards as a unit either. They instead count this themselves and other blank unit virtual singers as null, meaning that you have to have something like Leonid and More Jump, or Leonid and Vivi Bad Squad, meaning that those cards are almost exclusively used for mixed events. If you want to be min-maxi, obviously you don't have to. And then the original characters are just a mess, because how they work is when they are at the front of your party, they gain a specific amount of score bonus. Once again, I'm taking everything out of the head right now, so I don't actually remember. I could find the script for the video, but they take a specific amount of score bonus, and when they do that, they also grab one of the 4 other cards in your team building. Even in co-op, it will grab from your cards, not the other people's cards. It grabs from the 4 in the back row. And it grabs the event bonus of that the skill bonus of that card, cuts it in half, and takes it for itself, activating its skill. And it needs like 60 additional event bonus, meaning that you have to have event bonus cards, skill bonus, score bonus, with 120 minimum. But the thing is, intuitively, in my mind at least, it should be grabbing the baseline score bonus of cards. So something like a Leonid unit scorer, as they're called, would not grab the 150 that is the maximum of those cards, instead grabbing the 80 that's baseline. But that's not how it works. It actually grabs the maximum score bonus no matter if you're actually hitting that score bonus for that card. So even if you have a life scorer skill that requires you to be at 1,000 health or above to get the full 120 score bonus, I think it is for life scorer skills, you still get that 120 even if you were to be dead, because it grabs the highest score bonus, cuts it in half, and takes it for itself. So a life scorer skill would give the full skill bonus to the untrained original character's Bloom Festival talent. It is a mess. I understand actually having a problem with the collab gachas, because the collab gachas does prey a lot on FOMO, or fear of missing out. Personally, I pulled from Sanrio on accident because I wanted to stream it. I wasn't originally going to, and Ensemble Stars I might do one pool, but I'm just not agreeing with Sekai's rates anymore. I see someone in Twitch is playing Uma Musume as well. I haven't been playing Uma Musume, but the friend who got me into Sekai has been binging Uma Musume instead, so I have knowledge that Golden Ship is funny, that Haru Urara is her name, likes losing, and someone drew a horse in the glue cap. That's basically like my knowledge of Uma Musume, but it looks cute. I'm just kinda tired of gacha games with making the content for Sekai as well as playing CCC on the regular. I think that the biggest problems with collabs as well is that collabs almost always, if it isn't a big game like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight, kind of becomes these super rare, super valuable, like, show-off pieces rather than actual celebrations of the different series it is showing off. I see a lot of people are saving for Minori to get limited cards. I just don't know what I'm saving for anymore. I think I might be saving for Deeper and Deeper because of the Whirlink Kaito. Bloom Festival Kaito. Mostly because Bloom Festival Kaito is our third ever happy attribute blank virtual singer. And as you all guys probably have a small inkling of knowledge, I have a huge preference for the blank virtual singers. Seeing as I have all 5 of the 7 deadly sins, as well as Luca, Miku, Len, and Kaito's Color Fest cards at Mastery Rank 5. So, perhaps I have a bias towards the blank virtual singers. Who knows? They are very versatile, as I said in the Over Rad Squad video. But otherwise, I don't know what I'm saving for anymore. I have limited cards I like for every single character. I think I'm only 22 character attribute combinations away from a perfect set that will cover every single future event. And I don't know, Year 4 has had a lot of great stories, but there hasn't really been a set that has, like, hit me over the back of the head and went, you need this. It's been rather chill in that sense. I am very happy with how the story seems to be going, even if I'm kind of lagging behind on story aspects right now. Yes, Uma Musume is the horse anime game. That was a game before it was an anime, but Chase My Ideal Idol is cute, and I have this kind of feeling that More Jump is getting so many limited events because they keep forgetting to add them to mixed events, because I feel like More Jump has the least amount of limited cards from mixed events out of the entire cast. It's pretty neck and neck, but like there are certain characters that you can feel they either prefer or kind of forget. Like Leonid obviously gets all the love because they are so beloved in Japan, and also, you know, Ichika being the main character. But like More Jump really does feel like they end on the back burner a lot of the time. Fnoom, is that how I pronounce your name? I can't decide if I want to go all in for the Bloomfest review or wait until deeper and deeper. That's a question if you like the rest of the set for either of those. Because, like, the Rin and the set for 4th anniversary is great. There's probably also going to be stamp missions and stuff like that correlating to 4th anniversary, obviously. And then you have Deeper and Deeper. If you prefer the Rui, the Tsukasa, who is the third one. I know that it's Enna and Kaito in the Bloomfest part, but who's the third one? I forgot. Ruin Tsukasa was main in the video, so. Yeah, I personally prefer the Bloomfest Rui as well, as Mitsuki's saying, but like, that's all up to the person pulling. Like we always say in here, go for who you like, not who is optimal. I say as I go for what is technically like optimal for my account, but I'm also someone who sadly can't control her min-maxing. Yeah, they do not like to separate Wonderland Showtime. Wonderland Showtime goes hand in hand whenever they do stuff. So just to not make this a just sit and chat, I am going to try to do the Pokemon quiz so I can see if I can actually pay attention to you guys as well as do the streaming part. You guys are going to help me with the spelling though if you like Pokemon, because I cannot spell. It is a known fact, and I am terrible at spelling. I'm also terrible at pronouncing things apparently, but that's neither here nor there. So in what end do we start? I guess we're starting with starters. So sharp. Charmander. There we go. Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Tortoise. I will say though, I can give you guys a heads up. We are approaching our final episode of the Did You Know series, obviously. And I was considering if people might be interested in because I've been on a Pokemon binge, obviously with what we're doing right now. I was considering doing what teams Project Sekai characters would have. As well as maybe also doing who they would be if they were a gym leader or a Elite Four member. So doing one episode where you talk about the team that fits them the best out of a like all Pokemon kind of deal, and then doing who would Ichika be as a gym leader, who would Saki be as a gym leader, who would Emu be as an Elite Four member, because that's the only thing I'm accepting. Yeah, the teams. So you have all 6 of the Pokemon they would use in the Pokemon world, and then also maybe talking about which legendary most fits them. And then I was also thinking of doing a what your favorite character says about you for Project Sekai, probably. No, sorry, it's okay. No. I am so trash at spelling. Now I feel like conscious. I feel conscious instead. Oh, the tier 1 got banned on the last one. On JP or global? And also, what happened? Any clue? They just got banned with no, like, No, that's interesting. If there's no reason why they got banned, that does spell some interesting points. Did they cheat then? Or were there maybe third-party third-party software? Not intentionally now, because sometimes people do get banned for third-party software that isn't really third-party software. That does happen. Or was it just like someone who had a power trip and banned them? What is the spelling? I know it's because they didn't have more than 12 spots for the Yoto decks, but for Galligator. Cinda Quill. Yes. And then Quillava. And then Lotion. And then it's Torchic. 3 go, and Mudkip, my favorite Pokemon. And then we have Grovyle, and Sceptile, and Combusken, and Blaziken, and Marsh. Don't know more. Stomp. Swampert? Oh, did they have a code in their profile? Yeah, because since May, I am pretty sure that that is a bannable offense to have the custom codes. I was gonna talk about it, but I was asking around people and no one had a good clue on when it was implemented and how heavily. Because the thing is, the HTML code elements that people have been using in their profiles is a exploit in the game that could become a real problem if people start acting cruel to others. As we saw with the big flags and the big text blocks in the profiles, like in the names, those were disrupting the game for some players, as players were crashing when loading in because people had the really massive like color block flags and stuff like that. And it is an exploit. We saw it in Fall Guys as well because they didn't have any control over the HTML inserted into the what is it called? The name tags in Fall Guys when it came out, and that was a massive security risk. So it has been for a time now actually bannable to have the HTML moving aspects of your card and also having those over-the-top long titles in the game, or like the text flag color block. So if you have those things, while I know it's boring, please consider removing them, as I think Colorful Palette is cracking down a lot more on them. Yeah, but I hope that people on the Tyrion podium is sharing support for the person, because it's still kind of sad that they got banned. But again, I'm just personally putting out there that it has been, at least for a few months, a bannable offense to have the HTML code. That's fair, Wildfang. Mudkip is a little bit doofy, but I've always been a Mudkip enjoyer, personally. It's always been my favorite, but then again, my taste is probably trash because I think that the Johto starters are probably the best ones overall. What's the middle one called? Oh no. Monferno. No? Okay. Monferno. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a valid thing, like banning someone who has put that much money into the game because of HTML tags in their profile. Like, I'm not trying to validate Colorful Palette's decision here. I'm just saying that it might be the reason, not the, like... I'm not giving them, like, the... I'm not giving them like, oh, they should have done that because they were using HTML tags. Oh. It's more of a, that's probably the reason then, but I don't see why they would get anything more than a like 1-day ban or something. Personally, I've never used the HTML things either. Because I just always thought that it's bad to play with fire because I understood like that it is probably an exploit, but again, not saying it's correct. You're saying that it can be a vulnerability in the game's programming, so if you don't feel like you have to, consider not using it. I know it's boring, especially as someone using the like standard profile because I can't be asked anymore. Fennekin is also a very good Pokemon. Why was Pincurchin? Why did my mind go to Pincurchin of all things? I can't. Oh my god, I can't read either. Churchin. Don't know how he came in here, but he was here. Yeah, I'm streaming very poor time for my own sake as well. Like, it's, what, 10 here? It was mostly just because I wanted to try the multi-stream, see what's happening. And also play some Pokemon quiz because I just really want to play Pokemon, to be honest. Probably gonna play some Pokemon on stream someday. Get something going there. Continue writing on script. Probably record Misaki as well as the World Link event. The World Link event this time around is very interesting. It's probably not gonna be that long of an episode, considering it's a World Link. It's always a longer episode, but like, they don't have a lot of things upcoming, the Leonid girls. I do think, though, Mitsuki, that the biggest problem with this is that people have to report them personally. Like, if they are reported. Someone reported first place because they wanted first place or something, and then that happened. I'm guessing it's not automated here. I also see someone on Twitch saying they changed their profile just because of the ban, and I think that's fair. Like I said, I haven't personally used any of those commands. I thought they were very cool and I looked into using them, but I was like, I have the 7 deadly sins. I'm not going to do anything that's out of the realm of normalcy because I don't want to lose my stuff. Yeah, the moderation on Global seems to be not great. Nothing against the people who are working hard, because I've seen a lot of good work from the community managers as well. But it does feel a little bit worrying that it feels a bit dead. And I'm afraid that instead of trying to do things to change Global, they are just kind of letting it lay in the dirt and rot, which is a problem. Because I think, personally, and this is, again, I hate complaining about Sega or Colorful Palette. I genuinely don't want to be enemies or have any poor standing with them, especially as a creator who really, really loves the game. But I do think that Global could really do with some changes to the gacha. It's bad. I know games like Uma Musume actually have like these bombastic starts, but I don't think that Uma Musume will keep being in the zeitgeist for that long, and the player base will correct itself to the people who are interested. Sekai needs to do something to make people interested in playing again. Yeah, there is a lot of problems with like the profiles and stuff like that, because you have people like you said, Miski, with like not safe for work names. I remember when Tenma ship, so Saki Tsukasa, was like top 10 and people were rightfully freaking out. Their profile also having it a lot, and nothing happened. I think they even finished in like a top 50 position as well. And on the other hand, you have people who only have moving text get banned. But the thing is, we are still almost 200,000 people per event probably playing. And it's very easy in Sekai to make new accounts all the time. You keep making new accounts, and they have to handle that. Like, they have to keep banning people, they have to keep getting reports, and I think also, in a way, it's kind of hard for them to keep up, because people change names regularly, people change their profiles daily. Things move very quickly in Sekai. Not saying that it excludes them from having, like, the responsibility, but moderating a game that is quite big can be hard. But I also do think that sometimes it feels like we have very little communication with how to report people and the moderators. Happy you got to pull Bloomfest Canada. That's very nice, actually. On a happier note, I see you in chat. Ikebot? Or I shouldn't try to pronounce names. Yeah, I don't know why, if it's so deeply rooted in the code that they can't ban HTML stuff, because if they ban HTML stuff, they might screw something else up. I have no clue what it is that does that the HTML stuff hasn't been blacklisted as like a feature or made more accessible. Because the thing is, the HTML stuff, from what I understand, it can run code, which, yikes, that's very bad. On the other hand, they still aren't doing anything about it. So it's one of those, is JP just not having the same problem as us? Is like the Japanese community not using the HTML tags as much and therefore they aren't fixing it? That might be a situation. Yeah, there are several ways of handling it than just outright banning the top one player on the global, like, for the event in question. But again, it's not like a straightforward, easy, like, oh, just fix it. Like, it's oh, I could spell it. Hooray! It's a very nuanced difficult topic, and I'm not gonna sit here and think that I could do a better... because I probably couldn't. As someone who has no one currently to moderate my chat, please behave, you all, but myself, it's... I know that it's difficult. Like, moderating a live chat is insanely difficult, if anything. And obviously a game moves very quickly, especially something like Project Sekai. Yes, don't have auto-clickers on, and also, if you have auto-clickers installed, make sure that they are, like, turned off and all that when you're playing. That can cause a ban, because I know someone got banned for 72 years from Genshin Impact for using an auto-clicker to get faster through the story since there isn't a skip button. So, once again, be careful. Oh, I was actually close. I have no clue about the Galar starters. Oh, Christ, I don't like any of them. No, but personally, currently, outside of the moderation talk, I do really think that the game needs a change on the global side, because it's clearly not capturing the global audience anymore. And I think that partially due to the gacha system being quite disheartening. And I know people will say, oh, but don't change it just for one region, that's not feasible. But on the other hand, you change your products for different markets often when it comes to real, like, stuff. Real stuff? Great commentary. But you change your products for other markets in other regions, because not every region and every country is the same when it comes to, like, I'm forgetting the words right now. When it comes to how you behave and how you approach things. In the, like, majority, from what I understand, again, not from here, so people who know, correct me. In majority of Asian countries, it is a very, like, courteous act to pay for free-to-play games. You're basically seeing a free-to-play game as a demo or a trial, and then you pay for the free-to-play game, because that is what's seen as courteous and correct, because you're given a product. The product isn't free. You have to actually pay for it in some way, and then you pick how much you pay from your own capabilities. That's how I understand it from people I've spoken to in places like Japan or Korea. While in the West, a free-to-play game is seen as free-to-play, pay if you enjoy. And most players don't even pay if they enjoy, they just keep playing. I say as if the West in this case isn't half the planet, but like I know that a lot of European and American people I've talked about, they play the game for free for the majority of their stay in the game, as it is free to play, so it should be free to play. It should be free to progress. And that's a very different view on things. I still think that Project Sekai's prices are ludicrous, even if we see it to like, oh, Japanese people will pay for more or pay more often. I still think that the prices and bundles are bad, just from like a standpoint. 3 pulls for 1,000 my currency, 100 your currency if you're American. Not great, but I think that you have to give better offers or have a better system if you are to break into the West, because Genshin, Honkai, and CCC have some of the most, not the most, but they have some of the most lenient systems from how much I've played myself. Like Fire Emblem Heroes and Pokemon Masters are probably the worst cases I have personally played. They are stingy beyond belief and expensive as hell. And then you have Dragon Ball Budokai is the PS3. The Dragon Ball one. That one is apparently so awful that people like actively avoid it, even if they're Dragon Ball fans, from what I understand it. My brother's played a little bit of it, but it's stingy and he only plays like casually, so it doesn't really matter for him. So we aren't the worst, but we certainly aren't the best. Trading will never happen because of a simple reason. They don't want you to do that. Also, it opens the door for scams. They should have better crystal farms in general. They should have, like, events or something. Like, I hate saying it because Genshin, CCC, all of that, but, like, they're usually weekly or monthly events in those games to give you a large sum of crystals. In Fire Emblem, you have the monthly tower, or you have special event stories. Often those stick around, but they're still event stories to earn currency from. Pokemon Masters has new event stories that are available for a limited time. Uma Musume, from what I've seen, also has a few event situations. CCC, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, of course, have major events with a lot of story, a lot of rewards, and they often roll. Obviously, those games often have more opportunities for different gameplay styles than Project Sekai has, but I don't see how we couldn't have, oh, it's Night Chord week, play Night Chord songs on any difficulty for different rewards, and then have Master and Append obviously not give currency, but they could give like 150 crystals for each 5 songs you play, or oh, it's Leonid Appreciation Week. Read 4 Leonid stories without skipping and get 150 crystals. $50 for full comboing hard and 70 for full comboing expert and master. Append gives nothing. So I think currently if you start fresh, it's something like a few 100,000 crystals. No, maybe I'm over exaggerating. I think it's like 200, maybe 1,000 crystals. On Ian, of course, JP has more songs, so more crystals. Did my music die? Oh, we've gone through the list. as someone who has like gone down in playing, I was top 5,000 for every single event from the event after Footprints all the way until like Photogenic Valentines. That's almost 2 years of consistently hitting top 5,000. I think I calculated it over on Patreon. During last year, I also paid last year, obviously, since I was doing the $100. What does $100 get you in Project Sekai video there? I did something like 1,000 pulls, and out of the almost 60 cards I went for, I only got like 18. Which is great. Amazing, I guess. I only have 10,000 crystals because I've given up farming crystals. Again, I feel like I'm kinda in a vacuum where I have most of the things I want. I can actually check what I'm missing because I think I have it here in my notebook. I am missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23 altogether. I'm missing 23 character and attribute combinations, obviously excluding virtual singers in their different units, because not all virtual singers have coverage for each unit in each attribute. Also, that would add like 120 cards or something. So at this point, I'm kind of like in a vacuum, just being like, I don't know what I want to go for right now. Append is just if you really like rhythm games, you should play it. Like, Append difficulty rewards aren't really rewards, they're just a little, oh, cool, you did it. I mean, the world link being alternative universes, I don't think it's a bad idea, Mitsuki. Like you say, oh, you can see it through fanfics. Yeah, but it's also cool to see such takes through real, what should I call it? Through real writers, through the canonical writers' viewpoint, how they would do it. So I don't think that the world link event of What If is a bad idea or really a terrible event, but having two back-to-back was a really bad decision. Also, I think that they could do more with the what if than just, oh, what if Vivi Bad Squad didn't form rad dogs? Ooh. Like, you can do a lot more with the what ifs. Actually, I want to see mixed World Links event. Can we not get to see what would happen if something like, oh, Enna and Akito actually went together to do something and formed a new band? Because, like, you don't have to make a new band for that in the section, but you can have crossover songs again. You know, like the 3 we have all together. I don't get it why they don't do that anymore. It's not like it's difficult, or, well, I don't know if it's difficult, but it shouldn't be impossible to get, like, Mafu's voice actor in the same room as Emu's voice actor for a song. They do it for April Fools. Obviously, that's a special event, but, like, I don't think it's that impossible getting them in the same room. Or even just recording them on separate occasions. They don't have to be in the same room. Wish drops are expensive. I mean, there's so many ideas that I'd like to see, and there's so many things that I'd like them to do that tries more with the game, that really breaks out, because I don't see how they would ever lose on doing more. Like, people have been saying that we haven't gotten a lot of limited costumes that really changes the character because visual clarity. But I don't see that this is a game that requires visual clarity. It's not like Dead by Daylight, it's not like League of Legends, it's not like Valorant, it's not like Dota. We don't need to know which character is on stage other than for the recognition. But pulling Canada's Bloomfest card costume even harder, making her look more like the costume, making her even paler, like posing the dress even more, making the hair even longer, would not have hurt the game. Same with the Seven Deadly Sins characters not having full-length gowns. Why was that not a possibility? And even if you want to argue, oh, it might clip, both Tsukasa and Saki have full-length gowns during the Tenma Dollhouse, like, costumes. So I don't see how it was an issue giving Conchita and Rihanna Lerer their full-length gowns. Even Luca has the full-length gown. So I want them to push harder. Do more things with the limited cards. Make them feel truly special and limited. Push the hairstyles further. Why do we only have a single hairstyle for the boys that makes their hair longer, being Lion Dance Tsukasa? Why is that the only one? Why do we not have more hairstyles like Honami's Bloom Festival? No, her Colorful Festival card, where she actually gets longer hair. Almost all of Kanada's haircuts make her hair shorter. Make it longer. Give Meiko long hair. Give Mizuki a second pigtail. I don't know, she already has that, but you get the point. Do more with the limited costumes that make it actually interesting to pull them. We have gone 4 years now. You can start experimenting. And for the Worldlink events that talk about the new, alternative universes, push harder. What would have happened if Minori was the one who reached out to Mafu instead of Kanade? How would that team look? Would Minori turn more into 9-core 25, or would Mafu maybe open up more? What would have happened if Akito and Toya actually got together with Tsukasa, making more of a street performance band than a literal street band or a literal troupe? Could that have worked? Obviously 3 guys in 1 room, that's impossible in Project Sekai standards, but hear me out. Or things such as, oh, if Saki didn't get better, could there have been a Leo need that would play for her? That could have been maybe Ichika, maybe Shiho, Shizuku, someone else. Stuff like that is more interesting than just, oh, they went to America because Rad Dogs never formed. The confidence in they should just hire me so I can give them more ideas is actually great. I do think though that fans shouldn't write the stories. We've seen that a few times in different aspects, and I don't think that I'm a good enough writer to realize these ideas. But I do think that, like I've said several times now, I want them to do more. Experiment. Push the boundaries of the game. Do different things that we haven't seen, because there's so many cards now that just has the normal art style, that just does the same thing as every other card, and you've seen it before. It's like, sure, you can see a massive upgrade between Rise and Strive and more, I was about to say more love, but that's not, more jump more. That's the event name, right? Like, you can see the massive upgrade, but they feel like the same cards, just redone. The Whirling cards for more jump also just feels like more jump cards. They don't do anything really spectacular. Even if people usually complain about the Leonid Whirling cards, I think that their trained card art is a very cohesive and very impressive set. Someone who is especially that, because I see someone say, the guy's hairstyle is just changing the direction the hair is brushed. Gets so repetitive after you get a few. As someone who has City of Spirits Tsukasa, Lion Dance Tsukasa, Knights of White Tsukasa, as well as 3rd Anniversary Tsukasa, 3 of those haircuts are almost nigh on impossible to see a difference between. One is a bowl cut, that's City of Spirits. The other 2 are basically the same. Obviously, I'm going to use Lion Dance. It goes out of its way to do something very different with Tsukasa's hair, and it looks very cool with a lot of different costumes. Why do they not do more of those? I did not say what if the Saki glue theory is true. I said, what if Saki didn't get better, so Leonid was playing for her sake, so that she could watch them and feel better. I did not say Saki glue. You have to excuse me, I'm hard focusing on reading chat. I'm like scanning all the messages, see if I need to respond. Yeah, the movie is definitely different. I haven't seen it yet. Please, no spoilers. That is one of those. I really should have watched it like when it came out kind of deals, but it never came to my country, so I have to watch it on demand at home, and then I have to find time to watch it on demand at home. I really wish it came. Why couldn't we get it? Oh. It's also interesting, in my opinion, that they don't do more with hair colors while on the topic of Kaito having longer hair. I will say this. If we get a third, we're never getting it, but if we would get a third 7 Deadly Sins, I would love the Kaito outfit from Madness Duke Vernomia, because I want the blonde wig for him. That would be hilarious. But back to the point I was trying to make with long-haired Kaito. I also think it's weird that we have so few hairstyles that actually changes the hair color or hair hue at all. Like, Galarian Kaito and Conchita Mako changes the hue of the hair ever so slightly to darker, which is actually really nice. It makes them stick out a lot more as actual hairstyles, even if they are quite simple. We have a few others. The Thirsty Wanderer for Akito, his colorful festival card, I think also does this out his hair to a more like mellow orange. But you're telling me that we can't have more like ants that really makes those highlights red? Or even just giving someone another hair color altogether. Like give Akito a brown haircut to match Enna, and give Enna an orange one to match Akito. Again, visual clarity isn't really a problem because when you're playing virtual lives, you know who you put on your team, and if someone has a outfit you haven't seen before, you're probably not gonna notice in co-op because you're playing the rhythm game. You can barely see the 3D outfits in the rhythm gameplay if you aren't playing on like easy and spacing out, I guess. My favorite Evilus song. I had 32 different covers of Madness of Duke Vernomia. That's all I'm going to say. I also think for the Evilus thing, going back to that, because I'm mad about several things, they are my favorite cards in the game, they are my least favorite costumes for each of the characters, except for Luca. Luca did great. Luca is always doing great. Evilus costumes should have been long, first and foremost. Rin and Mako should have had full-length gowns, obviously. Kaito's costume is absolute garbage. But if we got a third one, I would want to see an actual full Miku. Even if Miku gets all of the things, and it was actually very refreshing she didn't get one, I would love to see Miku actually get her Sleeping Princess outfit. Obviously, people are going to say there's no Gumi and there's no Gakupo. Again, give Gakupo to Rui. Are we really going to argue he wouldn't fit in the Vernomia fit? And also, just give Gumi to Mafu. Green hair for her, interesting, obviously. Or Shiho. Shiho could also do it for Wrath. And then you give Kaito another card with the with the Vernomia fit and the knife, I guess. But on top of that, very sidetracked right now. Rin and Len should be able to trade outfits. They have the cards switch place at the end. Why can they not trade outfits? Hairstyles, fine. I'm accepting they can't trade the hairstyle. Why can Rin not wear Len's outfit and Len wear Rin's outfit? That is such a missed opportunity. Waltz of the Deceased is also a really good song. I'm really sad we didn't get 7 Crimes and Punishment, or is that what it's called? 7 Crimes and Punishment is also among my favorites, obviously. As someone who found Evilus back in, like, what, 2013? My goat was Vernomia, and it was Judgment of Corruption. Can you guess what favorite Vocaloids I have? Or virtual singers? Or Lloyds overall? Could it be Gakupo and Kaido? I don't know. Oliver is also in there, later at least. Len is supposed to be Alan, which is Rin's lost brother, who is her servant, who gets beheaded. That's who Len is in Seven Deadly Sins, which is interesting that they let him just sneak in there instead of Miku, who is one of the actual sins, but I do like that they gave the final costume to him, even if the costume is among the worst in the game, in my opinion. The thing has no details. Like, if you look at Seven Deadly Sins Len's costume for Alan, it has 0 details. It is a flat piece of orange paper he's wearing. I hate that costume so much, especially since the hairstyle is also whack. It is one of the coolest cards in the game, and they screwed up the entire costume. Just out the window, the entire thing. The problem with Seven Deadly Sins, from what I understand, from the little I've seen, again, I am not in the know. I am not someone who is claiming to be in the know, but from what I've heard, Mothi did not like the original Seven Deadly Sins collab. He reluctantly agreed to the second rerun, and barely agreed to bring the second rerun to EN. A third rerun or a third release? Off the table, probably. I would just want to see more collaborations that aren't truly collaborations. I know they have to license, but seeing as they've already licensed the song Bad End Night, I don't see how we couldn't get cards for the end series. Also, I want the rest of the nights. Where's the rest of the nights? Also, where is Sister Pathos for Vampire Pathos? Or Sister Mercy, that's what it's called. And also, Alice in NY, Party X Party. Where is Schaffenfreuden? I'm probably butchering that name, but that one is so good as well. That one could be a problem with murder and the... Those who've heard the song know what I'm referring to when I say Gakupo being Gakupo, so Schaffenfreude might not get in of that reason, but Bad End Endless... What is it? Bad End Night, Everlasting Night, Endless Night, and the fourth one is... I forget. Alan looks like a cosplayer who is doing their first cosplay. Not saying that first cosplays look like Sheen, but it has the same, like, I don't know how to make a coat, so I make a very flat one. The devolving of the chat with the Timu Wish setup for Servant of Evil. I mean, the thing is, we're slandering... Can't speak. We might be slandering Len's collaboration card, but on the other hand, he has one of the best Colorful Fest cards ever. So, like, he picked up his game. He picked up his game. So, like, we can't be too hard on him. He made a bad decision, came back, changed his way. You know. I can't spell. Hey, Veritas. Thank you for the super chat. That is very kind of you. I get that it's too late for a lot of people. Again, this is just a test stream, so don't feel pressured. I'm half paying attention to doing a Pokemon quiz. Probably gonna do this some other day because I really like this, but like, thank you so much. Hope you have a great night in that case. It is my Patreon as well as the first one to actually subscribe to my Patreon. I am very grateful for Veritas. Bloomfest for 5th anniversary. My prediction, it's going to be Miku. Reggie Gig Mas. No, Reggie Gigas. Where? But that one I can spell. I can spell Rayquaza, but I can't spell Kyogre. Okay. It's probably going to be Miku and Ichika. That seems to be the most reasonable one. So. Random person on the internet. I've also been insanely obsessed with Pokemon. As I have replayed Scarlet and Violet and started the new Sword. I also found out that you now can trade from emulators up to real cartridges. So an idea I've been having is to stream and catch all of the legendaries in the different games and get them up to home. So might look at doing that with the updates, since I cannot afford a capture card for my 3DS, obviously. I hope that they can get the cheerful carnivals to work again. I know it's an unpopular opinion in the grand scheme of things, but I kinda think that they are a pretty good break from, like, being stuck in doing people picking the same song. I like the random nature. Even if they can't bring back the two teams, I want them to bring back events where you have a random song instead of having people select Hibito Envy, followed by Hibito Envy, followed by Hibito Envy, followed by Lost and Found. And then maybe if you're unlucky, you also get a Don't Fight the Music or a Disappearance of Hatsune Miku in there. Maybe a Melt also. Though Melt has really fallen off the stock market after Lost and Found was introduced, which neither song is especially fun to play in my opinion. I don't like Melt, I don't like Lost and Found. Sue me. Yeah, I agree that Cheerful Carnivals were absolutely atrocious whenever they don't work. They are a insufferable experience when they don't work. And they are an insufferable experience when people just disband because they got a song they don't like. It doesn't even have to be a song that's difficult. It can just be a song they personally don't like, which is kinda sad. I personally try to play every single song, and if it's a song I know I can't beat, I will let the song load in and then leave. Because I hate sitting in queue for 10 minutes just for the thing to roll something like... Good example, is it called Love is War? It's a pretty long and slow song, and someone just disbanding, and then I have to wait another 10 minutes. But Cheerful Carnivals, when they work, are pretty decent. I don't think that it's anything bad, and like I said, if people don't like the versus aspect of Cheerful Carnivals, bring it back with the randomized songs. I think that having one event a month where you can't pick Hibito Envy for the 780th time is fine, because the tierers don't play in the normal lobbies anyway. Usually, from what I know, the tierers make their own team and play on their own. When they don't work, it's actually wasting everyone's time, including colorful palettes. Why am I in cows? I wasn't slandering Love is War. I like Love is War, if it's the song I'm actually thinking it is. I just said that some people disconnect when they see stuff like that, or the song from Remento. Is that the song from Cast a Spell on You? The more jump one. And it's like an overwhelmingly amount of disconnects towards slow songs. And I get it, slow songs are boring, but like they are an easy full combo and you are done in like a minute and a half. Just get through the game. Metamo Reborn. Okay. I still wonder why more Jump Miku haven't gotten unlimited since it's been almost 5 years. Same reason that more Jump hasn't shown up in like mixed limited events in the last 5 years. More Jump is just forgotten 90% of the time. They get their own events. They are doing their own things. But they aren't part of the limited mixed events, and they didn't have a mysterious event for almost 3 years, and on top of that, they also don't have a limited Miku. They have one limited Rin. That is, what, since year 1? Bound by the Painful Hope, or that's not the name. Is that a name? Ugh, I hate having so much information in my head, and all of it is just like half information. Like, I'm trying to pull information out of, like, a swamp. DE Legends, that is kind of mean, actually. that is actually kind of mean. I mean, where did Miku go in general? Miku has been rather absent from the game. Call for Stage featuring Hatsune Miku. She has been quite put to the wayside, and in one way I'm actually quite appreciative of that. Because Miku is obviously what everyone knows going in, and giving the other people and virtual singers time to shine is actually quite nice. But it's starting to get a bit weird how little she's showing up. Like, did Krypton take her back in the divorce, or what happened? Tied by the Painful Hope. Yeah. Yeah, Tied by the Painful Hope is Haruka 2. It's the first limited more Jump event. Houston TX, does anyone know how the Vocaloid Limited works? No, we don't know how the virtual singers are picked at all, actually. Like, it's such a strange situation with the virtual singers, because there are, with the blank ones included, it is what? 6 times 5? So 30 times 5? Oh, we're excluding the blank ones. 6 times 5, 30, times another 5 is 150 different attribute and virtual singer combinations for each unit. 150 events has passed, I think now. I think we're past 150 events. So now we could have had one of each virtual singer in each attribute by this point. Keep that in mind. Miku got lost at the Chili's in the broken Sekai. No, she got a job at the Chili's in the Broken Sekai. I mean, to be fair though, Miku did just get the movie limited, which is special, big fanfare kind of special, so. The thing with Wonderland Showtime and taking so long to get a unit-focused limb, Wonderland Showtime shows up an insane amount in the mixed events instead. Like, when you start looking at it, Wonderland Showtime has their grubby little mitts in basically 90% of all limited, like, mixed events instead, while More Jump has, like, a handful of mixed limited events. Obviously, Minori is part of Grow Up With Me, like, 3rd and 4th anniversary, and Shizuku is part of 2nd anniversary. But then you have, like, they weren't part of first... They were part of first Valentine's with Irie, weren't part of first White Day, wasn't part of 2nd Valentine's, wasn't part of 2nd White Day, wasn't part of... They were part of 3rd Valentine's. Like, More Jump just kinda exists in their own vacuum, as someone said, and they pop up, and then they disappear again for a while, and then they get a unit limited. Meanwhile, Wonderland Showtimes doesn't get unit limited, instead they get every single mixed event in existence. Vivi Bad... I think they're trying to catch people up, because Vivi Bad Scott has also gotten unit limbs now. They didn't have many for a long while there, and now they got 3 in a row, so... I think they're trying to finish up stories, it almost feels like. I mean, Misaki still has 1 mysterious non-lim. I can raise you one better. Nene has no non-limited mysterious card. Yeah, it took Irie, what, 8... almost 8 limiteds until she got another permanent? Or like some form of limited or 3-star card. Leonid Luca found in the back rooms. She has literally fallen between the wayside, and she is the main virtual singer for that unit. Nene is just so pure, that's why. She has no mystery to her. That's why she has no permanent mysterious card, and all her pure ones are from her focus events. Okay. We will see if Rui 5 gets to stay as a unit limited. Seeing Rui's track record. I don't know which god he pissed off, or the writer for Rui pissed off, but it was one vindictive god, that's for sure. Yeah, I have several questions about how the 3-star cards work in this game, because not everyone has a 3-star card in every attribute at this point. I think we have covered everyone now, but it took Mafu 3 years to get a mysterious 3-star card, because Mafu just kept... Because Mafu just keeps getting 4-star cards. I know she has the same amount as her fellow bandmates, but Mafu feels like she's more often than not part of the 4-star cast rather than the 3-star cast, which is frustrating? No. Weird, I guess. Circuitry? I can at least say their names, I'd say, as if I'm saying them right. Cartana. Celestia. Alola, my beloved. Alola, the cutscene region. If I'd gotten that right, I would have. Consider Hoenn my home region. Hoenn and Unova are my personal favorites. I'm happy to see Alola fans in the chat. That's very nice. Houston TX Milk, do you have any Project Sekai hot takes? That is a good question. What we would consider hot takes? I mean, my biggest virtual singer, like Vocaloid overall hot take is that I'm not the biggest fan of Miku, which is like slanderous to say out loud. I don't think that her voice is the most pleasant out of the virtual singers, personally. But, like, that's not a hot take, that's just a personal opinion. I mean, Sword and Shield, the thing is, Sword and Shield, like, Sword and Shield is such a fucking... Oh, sorry, cursing. Sword and Shield is such a hot pot of good ideas executed so incredibly poorly. Because, like, Sword and Shield's Pokemon look pretty alright. The character designs are very cute. The environments, especially the wild area, looks ass. The story is the biggest fumble in the world, which I will attest by, because Sherman Rose could have probably been my favorite character in the series if they didn't take him out back and shoot him in the back of the head before the story's end, because they made the most baffling decisions. I'm not too fond of the raid mechanic, but it's a decent way to get XP candies and level up, and I do prefer using XP candies than sitting and grinding on wild Pokemon. And then it has like decisions that just makes the experience more sour. Like, why can we not have our customization on the bike? What is the point of that? Why are Gigantamax Pokemon and like making Gigantamax Pokemon Gigantamax stuck behind the DLC? Why is there no post-game if you don't own the DLC, etc, etc, etc? And like, I have no problem with Galar's Pokemon. I think a lot of the Galar Pokemons are pretty decent. But I also feel like they didn't have a lot of spectacularly great ideas for Galar. So like, Sword and Shield are probably as someone who hasn't played BDSP, among my least favorite Pokemon games. But Galar was done dirty more so than it is just like, oh, Galar sucks straight up. Scorbunny and Surfetch is a very good combo. I will respect that. Currently, I have a Dreepy, a Dino, and a Scorbunny, I think, for my current playthrough again, because I wanted to replay it. My favorite virtual singers, as I said, is Oliver, Gakupo, and then Kaido, with probably like Kayuki somewhere in there. No, not Kayuki. That's not his name. That's the little girl. What's his name? The one with the really funky design. What is his name? The red one, the red and white one. I know how he sounds. That's the important part. Welcome back. BDSP sucked. I will see in a bit. I have imported the Japanese copy to play, so we will find that out. I say as someone who wholeheartedly dislikes Gen 4. So going in great for that game. Oh, Fukase, yeah. Why did my brain go Kayuki? I mean, she's cute. Not my favorite voice range. I think the only song I've had of Kayuki, except for Lag Train now in later days, was like a Five Nights at Freddy's by Leaving Tombstone cover with her. So. Oh, Rugrats Theory is also Kayuki. Yes, that's also Kayuki. Yeah, it was mostly like, I want to play more Pokemon, but I don't want to buy Sword and Shield DLC, and I just replayed all of Scarlet and Violet back to back with DLC, so I was like, yeah, I'll get BDSP. It was a cheap copy imported, and I think that the imported copies look cool, so. Bad choices were made, but we will see if I enjoy it. Fukase is really good. I mean, my probably favorite Vocaloid producer is Ghost and Pal. So, obviously liking Oliver and Fukase comes with the territory. I was trying to think of hot takes. My hot take for Pokemon is that I don't like Gen 4. That's my biggest hot take. For Pokemon. For Sekai, it's harder. Because it's like, is it really a hot take of me to say I don't enjoy Nightcore 25's story? Like, that's just my opinion. Oh yeah, apparently it was a hot take that I... In the Did You Know Mafu, if you haven't seen it, go watch my Did You Know series. It's very good. But in my Did You Know series for Sekai, for the Mafu episode, I jokingly said, aka the worst character for Mafumon. Worst character in this case does not necessarily mean evil or badly written. It just means the most unpleasant to be around, or like the character I'm least looking forward to see. And that was apparently a very hot take because I've had so many people come rallying to Mafumom's defense. And I am actually quite baffled at that because I don't think that the, like, Mafu mom isn't actually, like, the worst is entirely valid. Obviously, Toya's dad is also up in the running, but at that point you're power scaling between bad and bad, so depends on who you think as a person. Someone said Mizuki's bullies, which, yeah, obviously they are terrifically terrible people, and I hate them, but they aren't characters. They're unnamed, they have, like, what, 10 lines altogether in Where Does the Path of Thorns Lead To, so they aren't characters. Obviously, they're probably the worst people, but they're not characters. Yeah, people have been arguing that Mafu Mom isn't that bad because Mafu Mom actually loves Mafu, and most Asian moms, again, I'm not saying that, this is the comments, I'm parenting the comments, and most Asian moms act like that, so she didn't know what she was doing to Mafu Mom, so therefore she isn't bad. And it's like, no. Even if she loves Mafu, she has still done irreparable damage to Mafu, in my personal opinion. Again, not the most in-depth knowledge about Nightcore 25, so people who have read the story can correct me more, but Mafu wishes to cease to exist. She has been pushed to the brink, from how I understand it at least, by her mother. Her mother tries to cut her off from her friend, cut off all communication with the outside world at several points in the story, and when she's being called out by Mafu who's had enough, she instead starts to cry and play the victim. That's from what I know. And people want to argue that, no, but she loves Mafu, and therefore she isn't actually the worst, even though I don't know who would be worse. Toya's dad and Anna's father, they are in the running, but I wouldn't say that they have the same weight as Mafu's mom. Because Toya's dad shows up for a grand total of 4 different events, I think it is, altogether. And sure, he acts like a douche, and he has a hard time loving, like, showing love or anything, but he doesn't hate Toya, obviously, and he wants the best for Toya. And in Toya's case, it isn't his main, like, his dad isn't literally a ghost, like, hanging over him and making him be someone else. Obviously, Toya's dad not good, and Anna's father not good either, but, like, Mafu Mom has driven Mafu to the brink, and we're supposed to forgive that because, oh, but she loves Mafu, so, oops, my bad. Huh? Because the biggest thing I have with Mafu Mom, I'm reading a lot of the comments now just to see what people... I'm not saying, like, I'm not calling anyone out for defending Mafu Mom. I've had people who quite forwardly defended her. So I'm not saying that it's someone in here's comment or anything like that. I'm just, like, talking now from what I'm thinking. Because my biggest takeaway here is Mafu Mom loves Mafu. That's the biggest defense, and many Asian moms does this. Again, I can't really say, obviously I'm not from Asian heritage or anything like that, so I can't speak on the, like, on the like traditions and such as, but I don't think that driving your child to suicide should ever be an excuse of it's in our culture. That's not really a great sentiment to have, but either way there. The thing is, Mafu Mom didn't mean to. Mafu Mom loves Mafu, she's just pushing her own agenda. Even so, Mafu was driven to the point of breaking so badly she shut down all emotions and she got lost and created the Sekai. Mafu Mom tried to cut off her friends because she thought they were bad influence. She took away her computer, her phone, and then when Mafu started crying in Farewell My Mask, Mafu Mom starts crying, saying, "Oh, so you think I'm bad," and all that. And the thing is, the damage Mafu Mom has done is not visible. It's not physical, it's mental. And I feel like a lot of people excuse it because it's mental, because it isn't visible. Because I have a feeling that if Mafu's dad, okay, very big jump here, so follow me, but if Mafu's dad was hitting Mafu and we had the same outcome as we currently have with Mafu Mom, people would never forgive him. There would be so much hate, so much vitriol towards Mafu dad, and it would be unanimous. But because it is mental abuse, because it is still emotional abuse, even if it wasn't intentional, even if it wasn't with intent that Mafu Mom did it, it is still emotional abuse. It shouldn't be forgiven. Of course, the story is dragging us towards Mafu and Mafu's mom coming into a reconciliation, and Mafu Mom is seeking help. But you cannot excuse actions that causes damage just because, oh, she didn't mean it, she didn't know. It's still putting yourself behind the adult who should have known better and blaming the child. Even if you didn't intend it like that, defending Mafu Mom, in my opinion, is taking the side of the adult who has wronged a child, their own child. Hello Nigo Tsukasa, we were talking about hot takes, and apparently it's a hot take that Mafu Mom is bad. So I'm explaining what I was thinking about the defense towards Mafu Mom. So, like, obviously I'm not like saying, oh, Enna's dad or Toya's dad is getting off scotch-free. It was, in the short, it was mostly a meme, because I said, like, before Mafu's mom, aka the worst character, which was just, like, sharing the general sentiment of the community, I didn't, like, mean it in, like, a very serious, like, down-to-earth way. Of course, Mafu's mom needs a bigger discussion than partially this and also a comment section, but I was just so like baffled with how many came to the defense. And if it's generational trauma, it should still not be excused, because it's up to you as an adult to recognize that it is generational trauma and break it. And probably Mafu Mom is going to break it, but in real life, would you really tell a child that has been driven to suicide by their mother to just go, yeah, but she's getting therapy, so I should get back? Like, obviously, all depends on situation and all of that, but I think that, like, a few of you in the chat were sharing now when I was reading through, emotional abuse is very often overlooked, but I feel like in Mafu's case, it's such a extremely blatant case of what has happened because of how Mafu acts. Like, the emotional abuse has become physical symptoms. She displays a lot of physical symptoms. It's not like it's unseen that Mafu breaks down, that Mafu becomes cold, distant, almost like she has no emotions. She becomes a stone wall. She wishes to disappear. That's pretty deliberate. She even ran away with how bad it was getting in Farewell My Mask and lived away for a very long time, according to the story at least. That proves that there are physical repercussions to the emotional abuse. The emotional abuse is so bad that it has taken several physical forms. I think that partially it is because, and so the clock hands start ticking, because from what I understand, again, haven't read that one, so people who have, correct me, but from what I understood, Mafu sat down with Mafu Mom, and Mafu Mom somewhat apologized and like, oh, I'm getting therapy, something like that. Again, haven't read it, so the Night Court stands that know better than me, correct me. And again, I'm saying, like, it is good if she's getting therapy, if she's trying to reconcile, and since it is a story, that is fine. That is a way you can go about this, and some stories in real life will end the same way. But I don't think that we should ever excuse or diminish what Mafu Mom did. Even if it was unintentional, even if it was out of love, she still did it. She should have known better. Because, again, she's an adult. Mafu is not. Or... is Mafu an adult now, actually? I'm unsure about the ages now. Some of them are adults now, but, you know, that's an argument that holds about as much water as a fucking... a droplet. So, like... I don't think it's a massive movie spoiler that Mafu's mom shows up. I think that's okay. Yes, for the people who are asking about, and so the clock hands start ticking, it's the latest limited event for Nigo, Nightcore 25. It is a Mafu. It's a Mafu limited focus event, so it's Mafu 6, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure too that Mafu should be 18 because Shizuku, I think Shizuku and Mafu, as well as a few others. Rui's also probably 18 now because they were 17. They were in 2nd grade for first part. So Brand New World. No, yeah. Yeah, Brand New World. Brand New World made them 18. Yeah, but still, Mafu has been an adult for a few months. You can't really consider that, oh, she should have known better. She shouldn't have been... You get the point. Yeah, Paprika, you mean Canada 5 or 6? That's called Unmissable Notes or something like that. I'm actually gonna have to bring out the scripts for that. Unreliable Notes, that's what it's called. I'm like sitting here, cogwheels turning in my head. Immiscible, I was also about to say immiscible notes, but it's immiscible discord and unreliable notes. I really do. In one way, I mean, you're saying, oh, it took 3 years before they got to their second year, but I feel like a lot of the stories are wrapping up. We are in the end phase, at least for Vivi Bad Squad. Vivi Bad Squad is so very, very much in the end phase of their, like, story arc, what they wanted to achieve. So I have a question for you guys, actually. What would you want to see as new bands? I know a lot of people are afraid of new bands being introduced, but what would you want to see for, like, theming for new bands? Yeah, MMJ is also at their end of the story. Gospel unit, that is very cool. If they do that, I want them to lean even more into the, like, church aesthetic that Nightcore 25 just kind of dabbles in at times. As someone who does a lot of her own stories and original characters and stuff like that, like stained glass and holy imagery, such as angels and stuff like that, is such a cool... I don't like calling it aesthetic because I know it's people's religion, but even outside of the religious connotations, like medieval stained glass and a lot of light and, like, wings and stuff like that, it's pretty cool, so a gospel unit could be pretty cool. Oh, Visual K, yeah, that would also be cool. I know 2 units I would have, like, I really want, because we don't have a very metal unit. I know Virtual Singer Vocaloid songs are not very metal focused a lot of the time, but we do not have a metal unit, and I would love to see a full-on, probably full male. Can we get a full male unit, actually? Full male metal unit with a lot of, like, more raspy, screamy voices, like, that can really push power, like Mizuki and Akoto. Or I want a actual, like, electronica slash dance unit that is more focused on techno and industrial noises. I mean, the thing is, with releasing new units, you could easily tie them to the old units so the old cards doesn't become unusable. You could do a massive time skip and have the new units be, like, interested in the old units and have them come back as adults, as someone else said. You don't have to eliminate the old units just because we introduce new ones, and they have been expressing a wish to introduce new ones, and I think that there's a few, like, music themes that are so represented. Leonid technically covers metal, but does Leonid really technically cover metal? Like, nah. And we have no techno unit. We have no unit that can really, in a good way, handle the really heavy, like, electronic sounding stuff without going far outside of their own reach. Yeah, I don't care if the metal unit is, like, girls or boys. I would want to see a full boy unit. Doesn't need to be the metal one, but, like, make it Kaon. Make the metal unit Kaon. But, like, I don't care about if it's a full girl squad, if it's a split squad or anything like that. I just want a full boy band or more boy characters overall. I know that's heresy to say in a lot of people's mind, but I do really think that we could use a few more guys in the game. Like, I don't think it's too tall of an ask when it's, what, 20 characters and 4 of them are men. So, a separate game could work, but I don't know if they really want to spread their fan base even thinner. We'll see. Like I said, they have talked about using new, like, new units, but an English-speaking unit would be very cool. I have been working, I say as I haven't worked on it in forever, long enough for Konto Boogie to actually make it into the game. But I was working on a Songs I Want in Project Sekai video that I think I had like 110 songs. I think 4 made it in already. Tells you how long I've been waiting for that video. But like, I think Konto Boogie, Tetris made it in. Mesmerizer, obviously, and Monitoring has all managed to make it in. Most of the songs haven't made it in, obviously, because my selection of Vocaloid songs I like are so niche and so unbelievably either too much for the game or has no views that none of it is going to make it in. Like, Songs I Want to Project Sekai, none of it is making it in. Again, except for like Age Age Again. How is Age Age Again not in the game, actually? That's still my biggest question. Huh? I mean, Panlover, it's not just Project Sekai Twitter, it's the gacha sphere in general that has a problem with people who want more males in gacha games overall. It's a lot of gatekeeping about, like, men shouldn't be in gacha games because no real gacha gamer wanna look at a man, or women shouldn't play gacha games, which, okay, sure, we go with that. Because, like, people tried to boycott Phanon in Honkai Star Rail now. People are really, really angry about Neuvillette still being good, to the point of Hoyo having to, like, kneecap Neuvillette for new content because people just get so upset if Neuvillette does good. Also, the Phanon boycott didn't work, haha. People were upset about Lighter becoming a 5-star for CCC. I don't think it's the same for things like Pokemon Masters and Fire Emblem Heroes because of the simple fact of there are already male characters in those games, so people go in kind of expecting the male characters, but you have games like Blue Archives doesn't have any men. I don't think Nike has any men. I don't think Honkai Impact 3rd doesn't have any men. So it's a very well established and like parroted sentiment that men shouldn't be in gacha games because gacha games shouldn't be made for women. Citation marks. Put big citation marks around that because Love and Deep Space is earning the most. I should try to play Love and Deep Space. I should stream Love and Deep Space probably. We need more Michi M. We do. That is very, very true. Oh, Fairy Commission song. I actually had Hard Bass on Songs I Want, I think. Russian Hard Bass Night, or is it called that? Fairy is so good. Radical Chief, you say this as if these people don't dislike them as well. Random person on the internet. Gacha game shouldn't be made for women. Probably a misogynist. I don't think you need the probable. I think that's pretty much a given. Yeah, there's a lot of songs missing. There is a lot of genres missing. So like we have a lot of opportunities to do different things in Project Sekai. And I really think that like I said earlier when we're talking about cards and limited cards, I hope that they branch out. I hope that they explore more. I hope that they take more risks. Because one event flopping because they took a risk shouldn't spell doom for this game. It should be a learning experience. So instead of playing it safe and making safe corporate like gacha art style card number 747 for Minori, we should instead make really, really funky art and cards and stories and like try to like burst through the door and change the landscape, in my opinion. Because Sekai isn't the biggest game to begin with, so we don't have to play it safe. And I mean, look at CCC. CCC is actually not playing it safe. They have had to rebuild their game from 1.0 to 2.0 like several times over. Several systems have majorly changed in CCC, and CCC has really big like inclusivity is maybe a stretch, but you get like different bodies, different models, and they are trying new things. Obviously, you have your sexy anime girls like Yixuan, who was just released, but Pan Yuhan is a literal cooking panda. And you have Lycon, who is a tall wolf man. Like, they are trying new design things, and it's working because they are earning money on it. And I mean, Love in Deep Space is filling a hole that no one else wanna fill. The dating sim hole. For women, obviously. And those who like men. But you also have stuff like Infinite Nikki, who is filling a space alone and then fumbled the entire bag. They have ruined Infinite Nikki with how badly they have handled it when they were alone in that market, because they think they can just do it because they are alone. The country music Sekai, and they're all English speakers, so we actually get like real country music, not Japanese inspired. We get like actual Midwestern country music. Yeah, Infinite Nikki is a really sad case of what went wrong, actually. Because, like, they fumbled historically bad on that game. But I would love to see an English speaking or English singing unit, because like we have crumbs with Vivi Bad Squad's what is it, 2 songs, and also like Rui is supposedly fluent in English, but he has no English song, which sad. But there's so many English producers nowadays that makes a ton of great music that isn't just happening. I'm probably 100% sure that Ghost and Pals would probably not want to be in the game they don't seem like someone who likes the more, what should I call it, mainstream, sanitized, commercial version of Vocaloids, from what little I've seen from their Tumblr. And people like Steam Pianist would probably not make it in of other reasons. But like Creep P and Porter Robinson has made it in, so I don't see why not more of our English rep would make it in. Yeah, for World Link events, I want to see, since we're doing AUs, someone, random person on the internet, Nigo Tsukasa. I would love to see the bands switch places. Like Nigo Wonderland or more Jump Nigo would also work. That would... Oh god, Minori, no. Sad Minori. Like, hair all down, all dressed in black with mascara. Oh. You wouldn't be able to take her seriously, that's the worst part. It would just be like, oh, such a little cutie. Will Stetson, yeah, he made new song for Royal Fair, so he would probably be a great pick for a English unit. Actually, swap Ichika, swap Leonid in Wonderland Showtime for Shiho to be Rui. I mean, Laishi Jam, I think the main problem with adding English songs is that many of the creators are so unknown. Like, they have Crusher and Circus and Kira, but their songs were popular with the AP audiences. Yeah, but shouldn't we also take Project Sekai not only as a celebration of the most popular, but a way to introduce people to new songs? Like, let people find new artists. I feel like we shouldn't just look at the most popular and the most well-known. We should let people find a new song they like. And if the JP audiences aren't well aware of the American creators, wouldn't it be a stellar moment to let them get familiar with our version of the Sekai, like the Vocaloid songs? Akito's Emu, it's just the interaction where she goes, Wonderhoy, and he goes, what are you trying to make me say? Hadrian Hardy, really random question. If you were to be a part of a group, which would you join purely, like a performance music producing aspect? If I had any, and I mean any, actual musical talent, I would probably go into VBS, because that's probably the most me-esque music out of them. They have a little bit more claw, but I cannot sing, I cannot produce, I have no musical ear, and playing rhythm games is very hard. So from how my current skills are looking, I probably fit the best in Wonderland Showtime, as I do like acting. I mean, yeah, that's a fair like assessment, like that they might not be able to find. But we've had the voting. There has been voting for songs you want in the game, so giving the English audience vote for what songs you want from your favorite English creators in Sekai would be a ample way to get them introduced to the English creators. Or even like the English, have an English version of the thing where they let you create songs. Like Judas was made for one of the competitions, and so was Yinshay, I think, right? Both of those were created from fans. Hello, Lunar Goddess. I see you in the chat. Hope your work is going fine, Luna. I see you can only stay for a little bit. I do have an idea for another short content. Now I'm just putting out short content ideas because it's easier to produce than the long form ones. I did have an idea of drawing the characters as songs I want but will never end up in the game, or songs that will never end up in the game. And doing like speed drawing with a little bit of talking over. So ideas rattling around here for shorts, since we only have one episode left. I just blanked on music. A horror unit would be very cool, but I feel like a lot, and I mean a lot, of the horror songs go far too heavy into the horror for them to ever add. Cause like, obviously you could probably add Breaking Things into Pieces and Absolute Worthless Child, but Gomen Gomen is not making it in however much I want it to. Or Widespread Knowledge of Late Madness, or Dark Wooden Circus could probably make it in. Don't think that things such as what is it called? Grotesque Romance Rotten Girl? Is that the full title of the song? Is making it in? Don't think that Meretu songs such as oh, what is it called? The one where she kills her lover. Oh, I'm gonna let that one be unsaid. Or even things such as Fear Garden or Kagome Kagome is probably not making it in either because of their topics. Fox's Wedding, Goldfish Pond, Easy Peasy Euthanasia, Will You Ever Say You're Sorry, Candy Course for... Color Candy Course for a Addict. That's not the name. What? I'm trying to remember favorite horror. Obviously, Twisted Twaddle Fluke and Waste Area is not making it in either. Aishite Anoi, yeah. Coin Looker Baby is probably not getting in either. No, 50/50 is not making it in either. A-Girl is not making it in, probably. I Wanna Die. I just remember the euphonic version. Suicide Girl, that's the name, right? Full course for the candy addicts. That's the name. Machigateru. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce it? Is a better question. Most of his songs would not make it in. I would love to have Nape of Your Neck. Nape of Your Neck is such a banger, but not making it in. Obviously, Masa could be on either side of the coin, like I said, Fox and the Lion Wedding or whatever it's called, as well as Goldfish Pond, are on the horror side, and then you have songs like London Slag Party, Cosplay, Katharina, Grand Cabinet, Soap Lagoon, not making it in for a vastly different reason. Oh, but yeah, bacterial contamination I could actually see getting in, because as long as the music video isn't there, it works. I'm more surprised we haven't had Sadistic Music Factory yet. Because Sadistic Music Factory has been in previous versions of, like, Project Mirai, so I don't see how that one couldn't make it in. I would like to see Dark Wooden Circus with one last showtime, but I'm 100% sure that just like Endless Night or Bad and Night, it would be a it would be a virtual singer only. There was another one I was thinking about when we said bacterial contamination. I mean, for boss songs, I really, 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 really want Anti-Infinity Holic and Anti-Infinity Euphoria, or whatever they're called, the duo from Cosmo P, but they're not that well known. But, like, the song, if I could wish for a song, I would have my wish granted, no matter which song it is. The song I would wish for is In Rainy Town, Balloons Dances with Devils, which is one of my favorite songs ever. The fact that it's a Hachi song that has been deleted off the internet, like, from his official sources, is just insane. And then the companion piece with Wardroom 305 is also a amazing song, but man, are they horrific when you start reading, and therefore would never make it into the game, either of them. Panlover, sorry, I'm noticing now. Milk, I have a question. Which Rui should I buy next? Movie Ichika or Sanrio Minori or Movie Minori or either Sanrio Rui? What do you mean buy? Universe Cat Drowning would be cool. Kara 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 for Wonderland Showtime would also be really fun. Or Rip Gossip Sea would be so good. I also want Snobism. Snobism is really good. Now we're off topic from the dark stuff at least, but Snobism is a really good song. I want that for Vivi Bad Squad really badly. Yeah, like, obviously, as someone who is a massive horror fan and have been for a large majority of my life, disturbing Vocaloid songs was the bread and butter when I was young. Like, I listened to a ton of the worst Vocaloid songs, and therefore that is kind of my repertoire of music. Like, I was introduced to Pokemon creepypasta through a corn dead bodies everywhere image video back in like 2011. I was there for Five Nights at Freddy's release in 2014, and before that I was watching Silent Hill 2 videos. So like, having like the disturbing side of the Vocaloid community be your home is usually, oh, you are very into it or you've never really dabbled in it, and not having dabbled in it is probably the better course of action, but I kind of love it because of my interest in horror. Over on the Twitch, we have a question from Bali. Live streaming for you, Gacha, is still unconfirmed as of now. It will happen. Like, it's happening. We're not seeing live streaming with you not coming to EN, but Chase My Ideal Idol and live streaming with you is technically unconfirmed as they haven't released the actual like confirmation for them, so we will see if they might be a day late or something, but they're probably releasing on the 30th like they should. So don't worry about that. Nigo Tsukasa, do you know that one song if you pause it and play it in reverse? Do you mean Secrets of Wisteria with the case of Albert Fisher? Yes, I do know of the letter. Wait, how old are you? Does it matter? MLP creepypastas killed me so hard. I remember finding the smile animation as well as the cupcakes animation. Not when they were new, but like in the face of creepypastas. Have you played Left 4 Dead games? No, I have not been a computer gamer for that long, so haven't really gotten into them. I have seen like people talk about them. I really enjoyed Punchy's video on the Left 4 Dead Japanese arcade game. That was very interesting. I know that they're supposedly really good games, so I am going to check them out at some time. Rainbow Factory. Oh, Oliver's cover of Rainbow Factory is so good. September as well. Oliver's cover of September is good. As well as Addiction to Pain. That's also a good song. I have heard of MLP creepypastas, but never seen any. I mean, most of them are pretty bad, all things considered, but because I was like 5 in 2013. Whoa. Well, I was a bit older than 5 in 2013. That's for sure, at least. What? Pan lover, sometimes we need to know less about each other, okay? We are not. I mean, MLP creepypastas, the only ones I have, like, any real connection to, except for Smile HD and Cupcakes, would be Little Miss Rarity, Rainbow Factory, then the follow-up to Rainbow Factory, which I don't remember the name of, and then Luna Game, obviously, but that's technically not a creepypasta because it's a fan game, but you know. You know. And September. September is technically a creepypasta as well. But Yeah, the MLP infection AUs were pretty popular, like, not too far back. I do also remember seeing a Sekai infection AU on Instagram that went nowhere, which was interesting for the, like, 4 pages they drew. Scissorloid is also pretty good. Yeah, Scissorloid is a good song. Okasan is such a good song, but again, would never make it in due to topics, even though it would be a perfect Mafu song. What exists? Oh, the Sekai infection AU? Yeah, it was kinda a little bit based on Danganronpa, I think. Like, I barely remember anything of it, but I remember seeing it. And, like, I think Tsukasa was already dead. Which, you know, not shocking. Miku being the main cause of the infection has the same, like, energy as Sonic being infected and, like, running the metal infection out of him. Like, just keep moving to not get it fully infected in the Archie comics. Okay, question. What do you think of Kohane? Kohane is an interesting case, because I do not have any strong feelings for Kohane in either way. She just kinda exists in my mind. There's a few characters I have that little connection to, and Kohane is one of the 3 I would say I have, like, the least connection to out of the entire cast. And I feel kind of bad, but also I think that she looks kind of stupid with her hat. I wish that they would have taken off the hats and, like, given her straight hair instead of the pigtails. But that's just my personal opinion. Like, I think that Kohane is a decent character for what she's trying to achieve, but I would have preferred if Anne or Akito was the unit leader, with Kohane being one of the unit members. But that's, again, just personal opinions from me. Try 3 won't be that bad. What do you mean? There's a seesaw. Yeah, Kohan in her glasses are very cool. Give her a pair of shades. Kohan in a pair of shades would look so doofy that it would be great. Vali, I will try to co-stream on Twitch whenever I stream now, and I will try to start streaming more regularly on, like, on here now, because I have some extra time, so I thought that I would test this out today. We have been going for a pretty long time, so I'm probably going to round it off soon. But I will try to stream more. I keep saying that every time, but now I've gotten it working, and I might even get it working on the TikTok as well. See if we can get streams rolling more frequently. Probably not going to play a lot of Sekai on stream, because of a simple reason. Sekai is a terrible game to stream. Love you all, love Sekai. It is awful to stream it if you want to interact with chat, and also everything gets claimed. Yes, all of it. Because music, obviously. And I like talking to you guys, so I'm probably going to play more games that doesn't require me to focus as much. I was, like I said, considering Pokemon, which should be pretty easy for me to set up and have so I can see chat very clearly. So I will try to stream more. I have said that every time, but seeing as I have a bit of time right now, I thought getting streaming going could be kind of fun. Kohane, oh, Papuga. Kohane in those kinds of shades that becomes sunshades when you walk outside and become normal glasses when you walk outside inside would be so cool for her actually, because she would look so so like cool outside, and then you have like her cute cutie whenever she's like inside of the cafe. Stream Danganronpa Project Eden could possibly be a possibility at some point. Danganronpa is actually coming back. There is an announcement planned for November. We trust it's not another. We trust it's another camp game. Please, it's probably Danganronpa kart racing, but that's neither here nor there. Don't give Kohane the Gurren Lagann glasses. Do not give Kohane the Gurren Lagann glasses. No, I'm putting a stop there, Papuka. We're not giving Kohane Dirk Strider / Gurren Lagann glasses. I can only take so much silliness. Another summer camp. Let's go. I don't know, Yuko Inoshima in a bikini, funny events, Teru being awful, roll the dice. Homestuck. That's truly a name I haven't heard in years. I say as if Toby Radiation Fox doesn't exist at any point in time. That's sad to hear, Mitsuki. Or you have bad experiences with Homestuck fans. Everyone's just going, that's a name I haven't heard in ages for everything. What can I bring up that's very old then? I mean, I can just bring out the Death Note and the Ouran High School Host Club, and we have like the average fan experience back in the 2010s. Maybe a Lucky Star if we're feeling spicy. Voltron. Oh my god! How can I forget Voltron? Well, of course it's Toby Radiation Fox. Who else would he be? I still love the clip where he's reading Japanese and then suddenly goes Toho Project in very clear English. Mukuro did get sprites though in Danganronpa S, like actual Mukuro sprites. A few of them. And also Junko sprites, obviously. Okay, Grandma. I never watched Voltron, I just know what it is. And I read up to chapter 5 of Homestuck. Don't quote me on that one, I think. I miss Lucky Star as well. Lucky Star is such a good show. Ugh. I should rewatch Lucky Star. I remember having Lucky Star downloaded on a very small laptop when I was going on a trip with my family, having all episodes downloaded. I also remember watching Death Note via YouTube on, like, you know, split parts. Kind of giving away that I am a grandma. Oh my god. I think, like, she got, like, 1 or 2 for a special event. I'm not sure because I didn't play Junko playthrough. Either way, Mukuro is always done dirty, so can Mukuro fans ever complain when they weren't given anything to begin with? I have actually never watched Azumanga Daioh. I have seen clips of it, but I've never actually watched it. I just remember, like, my most connection to Azumanga Daioh is, like, Peanut Butter Gamer mentioned Azumanga Daioh in a video because he was doing, like, a video on games with beach volleyball or something. And, like, there was an Azumanga Daioh game with beach volleyball or something like that. She got 10th anniversary outfit, so we can't complain, right? No, she actually was a character for 10 minutes. Mukuro fans, rejoice. I've never... I had a friend that was very into Soul Eater. I never really got it to stick, because no matter if it's the dub or the sub, Black Star's voice acting, I don't know, it just got on my nerves so badly in both dub and sub that I just never got past, like, episode 7. Interesting. I don't know why. It just did not click with me. Oh no, and Higurashi. Oh, yes. Can add the Corpse Party and another to that list then. Blech. Can also add, like, Aoni, Mad Father, Ebe, Misao. Probably would be, if we're going into really deep, like, horror game lore, we could add Lucifer, 123 Slaughter Me Street, Tattletale, though we're pretty much a bit newer then. Getting into Higurashi is like running into a wall. Getting into Higurashi means that you're also probably getting into the other series he made that I always forget the name of, that is like the longest visual novel ever made. What is it called? be such a good game though. We have gotten so off track, and I should really go get lunch. We've been live for 3 hours now. It was supposed to be a test stream. So I think we're gonna do it like this. Again, I'm gonna try to stream a bit more. I'm gonna try to stream a bit earlier as well, as I'm getting up very early these days. It's been 3 hours now, at least on my side. I think it's been 2 hours 56 for you or something like that. So I'm thinking like this. I'm gonna go grab lunch. I hope that it sounded well on both Twitch and YouTube side, so I'm gonna watch this in hindsight later. So, for now, we'll take a break, and I'll come back another day, and we will stream some more. Maybe play some Pokemon or something, talk more about old fandoms, new fandoms, middle fandoms, upper fandoms, probably more Project Sekai, which is why we're all here. So thank you all for joining me. It's been actually very fun. That sounded very backhanded. I didn't mean like that. It's been very fun. And while I didn't get what I was supposed to be doing going a lot of well, like the Pokemon quiz, we can do it another day and maybe do it a bit better. So for now, I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna let you guys say goodbye to each other in chat. And I'll come back another day, okay? Thank you all for being here. It's been great. See you all.